Are you looking for a league that has racing 3 nights a week or special event races? Tier 1 Racing League is here for you. Most races are broadcasted by our very own Tier 1 studio. From dirt track to super speedways, Tier 1 has side-by-side racing with real drivers and real rivalries. If you wish to join us, go to our website tier1racingleague.com, where you can find our Discord link and much more information. Don't forget to subscribe to our Tier 1 Studio YouTube and Twitch channels so you don't miss the action.
Are you ready to take your Twitch and Discord experience to the next level? Introducing EasyDayBot, your ultimate bot for seamless interaction. Whether you're live on Twitch or chatting on Discord, EasyDayBot's dynamic responses open up a whole new world of possibilities. Engage with your community like never before through unique prompts, custom reactions, and endless fun. It's the bot that understands you. Make every day an easy day download now at easydaybot.com.
Are you looking for a league?
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Sunshine State for tonight's thrilling stop on the Tier 1 Truck Series schedule. This is the Tier 1 Truck Series 150, presented by Tier 1 Setup Shop, coming to you live from the legendary Homestead Miami Speedway. I'm Zach Woods, and I'll be your host tonight as we get ready for 150 miles of high-intensity racing action at this fast, multi-groove, mile-and-a-half oval. With tire wear, strategy, and sheer grit playing major roles, Homestead always is going to deliver the edge-of-your-seat racing, and tonight will be no exception. Here at Tier 1 Studio, behind the scenes, a big shout-out to our production wizard, Brent Bullard, for bringing you all the angles of different cameras that we have going on tonight, new stuff for you guys, replays and coverage that will make this broadcast possible. It's trucks, it's Tier 1, and it's about to go green. Buckle up and stay with us. The Tier 1 Truck Series 150 is just getting started. Tonight's action is presented to you by Tier 1 Setup Shop. We'll talk to you about Tier 1 Setup Shop in just a little bit, but as you can see, we got some pretty nice temperature for tonight, 77 degrees here at Homestead, Miami. Grip will be at a high level for these guys trying to make their way around the track. Right now, we're getting ready for qualifying as drivers are continuing to make their way around this racetrack. Take a look now at some of the guys on board, and you can see maybe some of our new camera angles tonight. Really excited for the action. We have Frank Chavez here in the 23 machine. He's going to be trying to lay down a decent lap. Looks like he's on the cool down now, or perhaps he's taking a different line here. But typically here at Homestead, in order to get the fast lap, you want to rip the fence and be able to keep that truck wound up. Here at the Truck Series level, all things ride on the momentum that you carry around this track. Aerodynamics and drafting as well are going to be key factors in tonight's event. As you can see, Rube trying to take that high arc into the corner as he is a little sideways here. He's done with his lap as you can see him hard into the inside fence, spinning out. Hopefully, Barub gets a lap down there. Dakota Ramsdale is your number 1 truck on the pylon right now with a 32.58. As you take a peek down the board, try to find your favorite driver for tonight's event. Our in-race reporter tonight, we're going to bring in here in just a couple of seconds. We're going to wait till warm-up starts to talk to you about the driver who's sitting in 19th right now in the 65 machine. That will be Bill Sleep with a 33.52. So interesting to see how Bill will make his way up to the front with that qualifying effort. I'm kind of surprised. Bill's normally a really, really good qualifier and kind of struggled around here for tonight's race. You can see Bill's card there on the bottom. He races for Team Send It here, but you can see his SDK overlay, Sleep Racing. He is by himself tonight, so he's kind of like a one-man wonder here. You see the overshot of Homestead, Miami. So let's bring our in-race reporter in. Bill Sleep, this is Zach Woods up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, I got you, man.
Hey, man, you are our in-race reporter tonight. It's been a little while since we've been at the track. You're starting pretty deep in the field tonight, but not a lot separates a lot of these qualifying laps. What's going to be your strategy to get around Homestead as you try to figure it out here during warm-ups?
Yeah, guys got to be patient here. Going to be loose for a couple laps, and then should come in. So I wasn't real sure about qualifying, a little bit further back than I wanted to be, but patience and hope for the best, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We brought you in just because we know you're going to wind up keeping all the fenders on the truck because you are one of the smarter drivers in the field, real patient, kind of let the track come to you. And as the night wears on, I'm sure grip's going to become more and more available there. So when you take a look at the field tonight, what's your goal here for this evening? Got a couple stages to play with, or are you just gonna let the thing come to you? You're gonna try to go up there and get some stage points.
No, usually I don't try and, I don't know, I don't points race, I just kind of race and be patient, you know. Points are one thing. Top 10 in the race would be great at the end, and just to kind of stay out of the trouble for a while, you know.
All right. Well, as the name rail says, we'll let you go, Grandpa Bill. And sorry we had to drag you out of retirement to be employed as our in-race reporter here, but you go have a good one tonight. We'll be rooting for you.
All right, man. We'll do our best.
That is Bill Sleep there in the 65. This driver's trying to figure it out for tonight. They make their way around the track. You saw Bill get sideways there as soon as we left him. I want to talk to you about Tier 1 Setup Shop here during warm-ups because you can take a peek at all these awesome paint schemes on your screen. Tier 1 Setup Shop is a new sponsor for us, and we want to give them their due before the race begins. Got to go through qualifying and all that stuff as well, so now's a good time to talk to you about Tier 1 Setup Shop. Racers, it's time to level up. We're proud to introduce Tier 1 Setup Shop, a fresh new name in iRacing world that is more than just fast setups. Our mission is simple: help you perform your best at the track and feel supported off of it. At Tier 1, we're not here to just drop a setup and disappear. We believe feedback, collaboration, and community are important. Whether you are a seasoned pro or just dipping into open sets, your input helps us improve every build. We are launching with competitive setups for cups, trucks, late models, mods, legends, and more. If you've got questions, need adjustments, or just want to talk racing, we're here. Real support, real people, not just transactions. Live tomorrow from the and is geared for iRacing Season 3. So get excited for Tier 1 Setup Shops. Visit tier1setupshops.com and hop onto the Discord. Join the team, get feedback, or just hang out with fellow racers. That's our new sponsor here, Tier 1 Setup Shop. Our attention turns back to the track as these drivers continue to try to be competitive during warm-ups, figure out early run setups for these machines. Scott Milk in there in the 3 machine. Love that top speed car machine. Sideways is Eric Howard in the 76. Table saver though. Good save. Thomas Adams there. A lot of these drivers have pro numbers. Love to see that. As Alex Fuller trying to go for a spin. Can he hold it? He's in the fence. Yeah, it's warm-ups, Alex. Just shake it off. There's Frank Chavez. We saw him earlier during qualifying. As we get some great shots here from Homestead, Miami. Real excited for tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. Trying to put it all together. for you race fans. Been away for a little while. And while Brett has been gone, he's found all these different camera angles for tonight. Super, super excited as we are transitioning out of warm-up time and into the race. It's 100 laps here, and your stages will be laps 25 and 50, with fuel run expected to go about 28 laps. So these drivers can make it to the end of the stage. Of course, drafting's a big thing here, and these drivers are going to try their best to expand their fuel run as long as possible, but we'll probably get a green flag pit stop at the last third of the race. Dakota Ramsdell rolls off number 1 with Justin Sumner to his outside. Those 83 and 94 trucks have been together most of the year. Christopher Cash and Eddie Baker roll off row 2, row 3, Jordan Barube and Lucas Whitehead. Greg Wood Jr., 7th, Jared Hayes, 8th. Nolan Milnes rolls off 9th. Alex Fuller, 10th. Zachary Wake is in the 42 truck tonight, starting 11th, and Matthew Erickson in the 28 machine, 12th. Thomas Adams from Pennsylvania, another Pennsylvania boy, as I'm up here in the booth, driving that 25 machine, in 13th, 14th, Kevin Coleman. Scott Milliken in the 3 truck, rolling off 15th. Connor Elliott starting 16th with Frank Chavez and Bryson Caldwell behind him. Bill Sleep starts 19th, our in-race reporter, with Dave Harrington in 20th. Eric Howard and Adrian Torres starting 21st and 22nd. Zachary Tyler and Caleb Collins starts 24th. 25th is not Brett Bullard. He's up here in the booth with me. And Dylan Ellis. So we have Tyler, Collins, and Ellis not supporting qualifying times. These drivers getting ready for what will be an action-packed night here at Homestead, Miami. Got to approach this sort of like a Daytona Talladega here in these trucks. Friends are where you find them, and drafting and helping one another around slower cars is definitely going to be a strategy worth exploring, at least early on. And then when we get into stage 3, it'll be every man for themselves. But these drivers lining up 2 by 2, take the green flag here. As you can see from this can, Barney's in the stand. He's got the green flag out and waving, and the drivers of the Tier 1 Truck Series are set to roll off again, with Dakota Ramsdell and Justin Sumner leading the field. Momentum is a big thing here, and Ramsdell wants to control any which way these lanes may come. Getting a little squirrely back there. He started about row 3. He's falling back side by side here. For now the lead as the 94 sends it into turn 3. That's Justin Sumner. Ramsdell high in the fence. That might create just enough room, and the leader of lap 1 will be the guy who starts second, Justin Sumner. There is a caution. Did get a yellow flag further on back in the field. Take a look here at this replay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Just say it's not so. Say it's not so. A little further ahead of him, you can see the 23 sideways, 76 sideways. And, oh, misses our in-race reporter, Bill Sleeping hard into the 29 of Zachary Tyler. Eric Howard not catching a break here. And you know what? Our in-race reporter, Bill Sleep, he did say these trucks are going to be loose early on, and that's exactly what happened. Look at this 23. He's going to be a little bit sideways right there. He's on the scene. It seems pretty sketchy. I think the 76 is just a matter of, well, I tried to avoid what was in front of me. And for the worst of it, Chavez, I think, managed pretty well as he was the first driver spinning out. Grandpa Bill needs a bit of a breather after that as all that action happened in front of him. These drivers are getting ready to try to rack him up and do it again. As you can see here on the broadcast here at Homestead, Miami, there's seams on the racetrack that connect these pieces of large pavement together, and Right there. Look at that camera shot. Brett Wizard in the booth. But yeah, you can see that black tar right there, and that's what we call the seam. And it's all well and good as a marker, but as soon as your tires get on that thing, there is no grip to be found on those seams, especially with how the trucks are naturally loose. If you get on the seam, you can feel it. And in these iRacing trucks, attention to detail is insane. And just like in real life, just spin out. Drivers are to either side or it entirely. But right now we have the 94. We have the 94 out front. And during this downtime, we can get another ad read in. I can't believe it. I thought these guys were going to go green for a little while, but let's talk about Easy Daybot. Easy Daybot. Stream smarter, chat better, and grow your community with Easy Daybot. This innovative Twitch and Discord bot takes interaction to the next level, keeping your audience engaged and connected. Don't just stream, build a community with Easy Daybot. Don't listen to us talk about it. You can try it right now. And Easy Daybot does a great job for us here at Tier 1. And man, we are excited to share that with other people. Hopefully you can get connected with Easy Daybot and freshen up all of your Discord needs. Racked up 2x2, ready to get going again. As the lights are out on the pace truck. Justin Sumner, who started second, grabbed the lead from pole sitter Dakota Ramsdell. As you can see there, stage 1 is lap 25, and stage 2 is lap 50. So laps do count, even these caution flag laps. These drivers are trying to position themselves in a way where they can be in the top 10. I think it's going to be pretty hard to rip the lead away from the 94. You got a taste of what clean air feels like, but you can already tell. Look at that. Christopher Cash ready to roll there on the inside in the 69 truck. We'll see if that Cash Customs machine can make his way to the front. Pace truck is down and away. 2x2 they go. Flip-flop from how they started tonight, and Sumner gets a great launch off. He's able to clear Ramsdell. Front 2, single file going to turn 1. The battle is back here for third between the 22 of Baroob and the 69 of Christopher Cash. Can Cash squeeze up? No, he's got to stay down low, and there's the run from the outside that we've talked about. You need to be able to build momentum here. Yes, manage to get your truck to take the shortest way around, but really need to rip the fence like despite almost bounces it off the wall there in turn 4. He's able to secure 4th place, though, as his eyes on this battle set in front of him between Ramsdell and Baroob, now wrapping the bottom lane. Does Baroob have enough? Barely. Goodness gracious, as the sparks fly between the 22 and 83 truck. Wow, that was so close. There's really no time to breathe. Like, once you make a pass, you have to keep on digging. You can't let up for the guys behind you. Cut off the run of the 33. You always have to be thinking about, all right, where is this move going to put me? How am I going to wind up being in relation to the rest of the field? Trevor's trying to sort stuff out right now. Just trying to double check if we are. There we go. There's the ticker. I was just about to say it's 42 inches. Greg Wood Jr. up to the top. Good now. Greg gets a little bit. He's got the toe of Nolan Milnes in front of him. That's a battle for about 8th place on the racetrack. The 11th sitting in 8th, trying to defend. Meanwhile, up front, Cash trying to hold on. Remember, he restarted in 3rd place. He's fallen back a little bit. 2P6, and now you can see it. All the trucks have migrated to the top of the racetrack and are willing to go. Greg Wood Jr. making a pass there. That's a pass for 8th place as mentioned earlier. Further on back, Matthew Erickson, 28 machine. He's trying to get by the 10 of Fuller. That's about for 12th as we got Milligan on 14th into the inside. And these drivers now starting to find a groove here at Homestead, Miami. Personalities can come out, but it's definitely one that benefits guys ripping the fence. Caleb Collins there in the 72 machine is in front of Justin Sumner. I think Caleb might have missed the start, and that's why he's a little bit off the pace. You know, Caleb's really good in these trucks. Going over 94. As he will go another lap down. 22. Hitting the fence, it's not going to stop him. Maybe he needs to get his point of view adjusted a little bit. That right side of that 22 truck is going to get pretty crumpled if you keep hitting the fence, especially on exit. Look at that, he's in it again. And part of that is getting aero tight from the 69 truck in front of him. Yes, you want to be up high. Yes, you want to rip the fence. But these trucks, again, so aero dependent. To get aero tight behind the guy. And that's why you'll see guys go through the corners just a little bit offset of the truck in front of him. This battle here continues to rage on for 6th as Rube now hangs back, tries to get a run here on Jared Hayes. Greg Wood Jr. starting to enter into the conversation. He really hasn't moved up to that top line nearly as much as these other guys have. Let's see if that discipline pays off. Normally that equates to better tire wear. But you gotta really be patient. You have to really be content with just sometimes not being able to make the pass. But Greg does a really good job there, passing the Rube for the 7th position. This is the battle for 2nd. With Dakota Ramsdale and Eddie Baker trying to duke it out. Caleb Collins just kind of sitting there in frame, being as far up the leaderboard as he possibly can be after missing the start. Pulling it into the inside is the 84. You really got to just full commit to that low line if you're going to have any shot of getting up here, side drafting. Run 83, that's for the 84, trying to be aggressive. Lay it on his door, slow him down just a little bit, so you're side by side going into the next corner. But hey, it's lap 50. Why would you go ahead and do that? Jeopardize your race. You're 2nd and 3rd right now. Play it smart. These drivers are doing just that. We're gonna go now check in on our in-race reporter Bill Sleep. There he is. Bill's up 3 spots from where he started. He is 16th on the grid. Remember, as you see Matthew Erickson in front of him into the wall. As you remember earlier, we did talk to Bill. He kind of said, points aren't really a big thing. He's just going to cruise back there. So every now and again, we're going to check in on Bill. As you see, a pass there was made for 2nd. Now it's going to be made again. As Dakota Ramsdale says, no. I got some track position. I want to keep it as he clips the apron just a little bit. There's some grip down there on that paint, but ultimately, you got to be careful about how much you use it. The lap truck, Caleb Collins might be one playing factor in how this battle will shape up. I know Caleb, for the most part, will more than likely stay out of it. But if he sees a run, he's probably going to take it and push whoever's in front of him. 3 different lines there. Greg Wood Jr. his way back up to the high line. He's trying to make that pass around Jared Hayes. He does. He's in 6th. Now he sets his sight on 5th place, Christopher Cash. Look at him go right back down to that bottom line. Truck's nearly sideways through the corner. And for the viewer, that might look out of control, but for a racer, it feels real good. Loose is fast. Further on back here, you got Scott Milliken knocking on the door of stage points. He's in 12th right now, looking for 11th to the inside of the 42 truck. Look at Rube up in the fence again. Talked about the 22 earlier, driving that Easy Day bot machine. He's been struggling up there on that high line. Rube now holds the last spot for stage points in 10th. Back up here, The march continues for Greg Wood Jr. He finds himself now in 5th, passing Christopher Cash. Mostly he's been doing it by hugging the bottom, as you see right there. He's splitting the seam. He's not really riding on it. Cuts down across it just a little bit, but for the most part, he's in it for the momentum off the corner. So you see Cash. Back behind him, Jared Hayes now going to try to make a move on this 69 machine. Cash Customs Chevrolet. Can the Superflow machine do anything? He really cuts off his corner exit right there. That's going to hurt him. And tuck back in line. We're going to try again in just a little bit. Some nice battles all over the racetrack right now. We're getting spoiled up here in the Tier 1 studio as Lucas Whitehead making his way to the front. Oh my goodness gracious, super aggressive in front of Dakota Ramsdell, but he's able to keep the truck underneath him. Lucas, really talented, know him from a couple other leagues, and he's been able to show Tier 1 Truck Series what he's made of. He seems to be a part of the conversation every week. Look at this. There's no other word. It's a tackle with the 11 of Nolan Milnes, Scott Milken, Alex Fuller, all these guys battling towards the back end of stage points. That 3 truck's been moving up here on the long run. I think when we picked up that 3 machine, he was about 13th, 14th, and now he's trying to get as far up as 8th right now. Truck right where it's supposed to be. Fuller up there in the fence. It's so hard not to freak out when these drivers get into the fence, but it's such a common occurrence. I think I'd get used to it by now. Jared Hayes and Christopher Cash going back and forth, trying to figure out which lane the other wants. Points are at a premium right now, and Barub continues to go backwards. This is Kevin Coleman in the 00. Barub is down 7 from where he began tonight's race. Look at him, even on the entry of corner. That 22 truck is really struggling. Wouldn't be surprised if there's actually some damage that he's going to have to fix on this pit stop. Towards the end of this run, we can definitely see some comers and goers, and that will come into play after the lap 50 break. Meanwhile, back up front, Justin Sumner has pulled out to a 1.4 second lead over Eddie Baker. They're all chasing that 94 machine. Ooh, White hard into the fence. I love this camera angle. And Brett has brought out a bunch of great ones. You can see how these trucks are ripping the wall. Some of them are ripping the wall down. They don't want to do that, but they want to make up time. It's Justin Sumner. Now it's a caution here on lap 24. Take a look here. This is Bryson Caldwell. This is a lap before the stage ends. Caldwell tries to hold it. Does he tag it? Yeah, he does. That'll be a little bit of a cleanup for him, but all in all, I don't think too much damage is done for the driver in 22nd. Meanwhile, the guy up front, Justin Sumner, captures stage 1. Your top 10, Justin Sumner, Eddie Baker, Lucas Whitehead, Dakota Ramsdell, Greg Wood Jr., Jared Hayes, Christopher Cash, Scott Milliken, Nolan Milnes, and Alex Fuller. I wish I could be race control right now and tell these guys not to pit, but I don't, and hopefully these guys figure out not to pit. There is an admin in session right now, so I think everybody's going to behave. Yes, they are following the pace truck, so everybody behaves, so that's good. Whew. Everybody take a breather right now as these drivers are just ticking off some laps here so the timing and scoring works well for the stage. We'll bring up our race reporter after pit stops so that we don't bother Bill too early. But I do want to talk to you here about AdminBoxx. AdminBoxx is built by iRacers for iRacers for use in league and hosted races. The goal is to make race control as easy as possible. Each AdminBoxx connects via USB and features pre-programmed commands, which means no key binding for race control. The AdminBoxx community is made up of over 150 leagues and many members that all have a common mission to race nice, clean races and help others out. That's AdminBoxx as these drivers are trying to get to their pit box now down pit road. Oh yes, Brett Bullard in production. His favorite overlay is here. These drivers are down pit lane, and you're gonna see your favorite driver make adjustments, and we're gonna see how long they stay on pit road. Sumner hits his pit box. Can he get out before Ramsdell? Fuller on pit road, 8.1. I'm really curious to know what that strategy's like as these drivers are leaving. Hey, if you want to try something different, fill up just to get to the next little portion of the race, all power to you. But we were told that fuel mileage is about 28 laps. I'm not sure if Alex Fuller got that thing full. We'll just have to see. Meanwhile, Justin Sumner continues to lead here at Homestead. Let's bring Bill up and see if we can't talk to our in-race reporter. Bill, it's Zach up at the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, hello, man. How you doing up there?
I'm doing pretty good, Bill. You had a Code Brown moment earlier in the race with chaos happening all around you, and you kept your cool and saw through it. What was stage one like for you?
Yeah, that first one was pretty... I seen it right in my mirrors. I thought, oh, it just missed me. And other than that, yeah, it's kind of skatey out here. It's a little slick, but seems to be good. Just got to be patient. People are slip sliding all over, so just got to hold on and ride it.
Yeah, absolutely. Saw some comers and goers. You're chipping your way at it as I see the drivers are stacking up, getting ready to go. So I won't keep you for long, but good luck from us to you, and keep chipping away, Bill.
All right, man. Hopefully everything's going good up there.
Yep. That was Bill Sleep, our in-race reporter. As you can see, the pylon now features a new guy, which is Alex Fuller in the 10 machine. I can only assume he took 2 tires. We'll have to see how this shakes out for Fuller, as Barney is up in the stand with the green flag in his hand. The truck derbies down onto pit road, and we are back to green flag racing here at Homestead. I'm really interested to see what Fuller's truck is going to be like. I've taken 2 tires with these trucks before, and they are loosey-goosey. Fuller does not get a great jump. He is sliding back already. As you see Greg Wood Jr. get a little tight, he holds on to it and slip back behind. Meanwhile, that creates a bit of a breakaway in the front with Justin Sumner and Dakota Ramsdell now running away. Eddie Baker has now inserted himself again in the conversation in the 84 machine. All right. Have to continue to keep tabs all throughout the run on the driver of the 10, but what you need to know right now is he's all the way back to 9th in the span of 1 lap, and he's still falling. There's Scott Milliken to his inside. There's Kevin Coleman looking to make his way up to the front. Connor Elliott, we haven't talked about Connor tonight in the Jumpman 1, but there he is. Meanwhile, the battle is now for second place. Eddie Baker and Dakota Ramsdell side by side. Yikes, these guys have to play nice as Eddie Baker cuts off the run from Ramsdell. Is anyone going to catch the driver of the 94? Maybe it's Eddie Baker. We'll have to see. Numbers and goers were a big thing there. the end of that stage, so it's a little bit more as this race continues. I think they all caught on. They're all racing, for the most part, on the bottom. And as uncomfortable as that is, as sketchy as that is, look at that camera. Brett in production, bringing out the digger cam. Look at this. Yeah, baby, let's go. As you can see, oh, Greg almost hit us at the Ericsson. Oh, a few guys getting close to Digger down there in 1 and 2. Not as close as Greg Wood is getting there to Nolan Mills in the 11. But some great battles everywhere right now. Greg Wood making his way into 6th place. Junior's trying to make his way to the front right now. He did it all last run by hugging the bottom. There's his teammate Matthew Erickson. He is in 11th, trying to forge his way into the top 10 for some stage points. The 22 really struggled on the long run last time around. We are on board now with our in-race reporter, who's got a great view of this battle. This is on board with Bill Sleep. Look at him. He's straddling that line. Got a truck up in front of him, a little sideways. Go around here for a lap to see what Bill sees. There goes Brandon into 1. Little bit on that line there, a little sketchy, but it's got a lot of air on that truck. Trying to keep it grounded. Gets a good run off. Bill right now in 14th. He's +5 from where he started tonight's race. Got a great view of this battle up in front of him as he sends it here into 3 and 4. That matches his team name. Team send it. Tries to get up the side. Kevin Coleman can't get the job done. Tucks in for the draft. And that's a lap. That's a whole lap around Homestead, Miami. Meanwhile, back up front, Eddie Baker has very valiantly defended 2nd place from Dakota Ramsdell. He wants that spot back. But these guys, I think, are going to have to wind up working together to catch Justin Sumner. How drafting works in these trucks typically is if you have the front guy run the low line, back rip the fence, and get some pretty great runs down the straightaways here. So we'll see if anybody around this place winds up working in tandem that way. This is Jared Hayes trying to defend off Nolan Mills. He does a great job there. That's a battle for 7th. Mills taking a peek. Connor Elliott here in 12th. As Connor gets into the fence, it's going to open up the door for Bill. Peeking down to the inside. Clear yet is the jump man 1 trying to carry that momentum. Is Bill going to be able to complete this pass off the corner? Eddie Bill making his way to the front. Dylan Ellis. I want to talk to you about this driver tonight. He is ripping it right now. Ellis started 26th, which is last. Remember, he was one of the drivers that did not post a qualifying time for tonight's event. And he's +10 from where he started. I think that's a great effort out of that 97 machine. This battle up here now for 4th continues to rage on with Lucas Whitehead, Greg Wood Jr., and Christopher Cash. Some great looking trucks up here battling inside the top 5. There goes Jr. making his way to the bottom. That long sweeping arc cuts off the air of Cash as Cash is sideways. He's able to put the truck underneath him. Whitehead able to scoot away. This yo-yo effect, this back and forth is really neat to watch as Cash gets into the fence there. He now finds himself a bit in no man's land in between a couple battles. Me personally, that's where I like to run. No drama, peace of mind. You can just click off some laps, especially here, knowing that you got some stage racing. Meanwhile, back up front, just as this is out of the back bumper of the 94 machine, looking back at some 2 hungry drivers behind him. Sumner on stage 1. He's trying to wrap up stage 2. He's done a pretty good job. This gap has stayed at about 0.9 of a second for quite some time. And it's all about repetition for the 94. Can't hit a seam bad, can't get off the corner sideways, gotta continue to hit your marks. Unlike these guys, who it's all about survival. These guys throwing haymakers back here for the 8th position, for the 7th position, 9th position. These guys have been battling since the restart, trying to claim some more stage points. Remember, Brute fell back towards the end of the run during the last stint. I think he got up towards the wall too early, started ripping the fence, burned his stuff up, really free-falling through the field. Now, he seems grabbing the bottom. I think he's kind of learned a little bit. But off to 46. Back here for the 7th position. Meanwhile, this battle just doesn't stop. Eddie Baker and Dakota Ramsdell continue to work it out between themselves, which has made Justin Sumner stretch this lead now out to almost 1.1 seconds over the 2nd place driver, whoever that may be, coming to the end of stage 2. Remember, that yellow flag will fly at lap 50 or any cautions before that mark. Back further in the field, and Bryson Caldwell spun out, caused that caution there right before the stage end. Bryson has recovered pretty well. He's back up to 15th now. He's found himself in between Thomas Adams and Dylan Ellis, the guy we mentioned earlier, plus 10 from where he started. He's back at 15th. I like the run of the 47. Another guy who crashed out earlier, this was lap 1. Unfortunate circumstances took Zachary Tyler out in that 29 AOL machine. Real unfortunate there. He's more than a handful of laps down. Just kind of riding it out. Caleb Collins, who missed the start. These are some guys towards the back end of the field. Caleb, I think he's 8 laps down at this point. Just mauling away time. Christopher Cash now back to 7th. That 69 truck has been struggling. Remember, he got real sideways when battling for 4th with Greg Wood Jr. and Lucas Whitehead. I think that might have hurt his moment speed. Tires might have burned off that Cash Customs machine. Meanwhile, back up here, goodness gracious, these guys just won't settle it. Dakota Ramsdell up to 2nd as Sumner scoots away from both Ramsdell and Baker. Baker looks to the inside now as these drivers are going to lay fender. So it's close. The 84 a little sideways. Can he hold on? Yes, he does. That's a great save there from Eddie Baker as he drifts through 3 and 4. Let's take a look at that replay just real quick. My goodness, look at the car control here by Eddie Baker. Look at the wheel movement inside that 84 Sullivan tire machine. Unbelievable. Oh, man. Unfortunately, now he's more than a few car lengths back behind 83. It's lap 46. Stage flies at the completion of lap 50. And these drivers are now going to have to rebound. You see that 84 truck's down just hanging out. I would say he burned off quite a bit of tire being that sideways for that long. Incredible save there by Eddie. These guys really putting on a great show tonight. Nobody's putting on a better show right now, though, than the leader, Justin Sumner, who won stage 1. He's 1.8 seconds in front of now Dakota Ramsdell. Really probably enjoyed those two duking it out for the last, I don't know, about 8 laps or so. Sumner really piloting a really solid race. Some more than others. There's another one, turn 3. See the wide entry. These guys are trying to get swooping down to that line, trying to build up as much mile per hour as they can underneath the truck. Hanging out with one. This is what I love about Homestead. These trucks are so adaptable. They can go anywhere, make time. Seen passes made on the low line, seen passes made on the high line. And driver personalities really come to the front. As this battle here continues for fourth, Greg Wood Jr. side by side with Lucas Whitehead. The 67's been steady coming through the field. Remember, he had a bit of a sketchy start to this race. As you see, catches the seam, he's able to hold on to it. As Whitehead makes his way to the fourth position. Up front, driver, BCM Machine is going to win another stage if all things hold serve here as he makes his way into turn 3 and 4. Justin Sumner putting on a masterclass here at Homestead, Miami. Rounding turn 4. Lap car won't be a factor. That will be the completion of lap 50 for stage winner, Justin Sumner. Wait for the top 10 to go. There's Barney up in the flag stand, saying it is stage. Your top 10, Justin Sumner, Dakota Ramsdell, Eddie Baker, Lucas Whitehead, Greg Wood Jr., Jordan Carew. I think managed that stage a little bit better than the first one, finished 6th. Jared Hayes, Scott Milken in 3 truck, long run speed, finishes 8th. Nolan Milnes, and there he is. He hoped for a top 10, and now Bill Sleep finds his way into 10th, plus 9 from where he started. Can't wait to talk to Bill after it stops. So the race is coming to our in-race reporter, just like he anticipated. These drivers now getting ready for pit road. I do want to talk to you for pit stops about THDesigns. Looking to take your ride to the next level? Whether it's iRacing paint schemes, liveries, or digital graphics, THDesigns has you covered. With top-tier attention to detail and creative designs that make you stand out on the racetrack, THDesigns brings your vision to life. Don't settle for the ordinary. Get custom look that turns heads and wins races. Check them out today to get your car looking as fast as it drives. THDesigns, where champions get their colors. These drivers looking for their colors on their pit board as they make their way down pit road and to their stop. Brett's favorite toys back out again. And I don't think Alex Fuller's going to take just 2 tires. I think everybody here is going to be here for 4 and fuel, rather. Look at this, these drivers leaving pit road all around the same time as one another. Nothing crazy going on in pit road. And, look at that, we do have a bit of a swap there. I'm not quite sure how it happened with timing and scoring. Oh, well, it's because he didn't pit. Adrian Torres, look at that, driver of the 16 machine, finds his way to P1. Now, let's see. Does he go down pit road here? He pitted on lap 26. Yep, there he goes. So he gets the lap led, and he'll go down pit road. I'm sure Matthew Erickson was just delighted to hear that because he was probably looking for a wave around and didn't get it. This call by Torres isn't bad. He does get an extra lap of fuel. Let's go to Bill Sleep now. Our in-race reporter, Bill Sleep, and Zach back up the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man. How's it going up there?
Real quick, because we're racking up and getting ready to go.
Yep.
This is doing exactly what you said. The race is coming to you, and you find yourself in 10th.
Yeah, that's just trying to stay out of trouble. I had another close call there with Kevin, I think it was. He just about come off into me there, but patience, drive it out. So far, so good. Coming right together.
All right, Bill. We'll let you go here. Get hunkered in for this restart.
All right, man. Talk at you again.
That's our in-race reporter, Bill Sleep. doing some great things there in the 65 machine. Worked his way up to 10th. Meanwhile, back up front, familiar names, Justin Sumner and Dakota Ramsdell. Side by side, Barney's up in the flag stand. He's got that green flag in hand, and away we go right now from Homestead, Miami. The machine again gets a good jump. Flying into turn one, Digger's gonna get a nice little look here at all these drivers flying right now. And up front, Justin Sumner jumps out to almost a 0.4 second lead on Dakota Ramsdell. The battle is back behind him. Look at this. Lucas Whitehead jumping up to the top, trying to rip the fence as the 84 gets a little bit sideways. Eddie's getting everything he got out of that truck right now. Up off the front end of Greg Wood Jr. is the 33 machine. Lucas Whitehead, oh, Alex Fuller hard into the 33 truck. Oh no. Devastating for Lucas Whitehead. And I'm not quite sure what happened here. I mean, maybe netcode kind of sucked him in, but look at that truck almost lift off the ground. He's kind of just holding on for dear life, locking it down through the grass, up and back into the racing groove. I'm sure Fuller didn't anticipate him sliding all the way back up into the racing groove. Take a look here. I mean, the 84 truck gets a little wiggly in front of Whitehead. This will be a good angle. So he does hit the fence, but I mean, there's a lot of distance here. He's kind of shading there, shading there. Goes up. There's a bump. I think the bump into the 84 got the 33 into the 67. Man, look at that truck lift up in the air. And then poor Fuller. I mean, Fuller's probably just seeing all this, wondering, okay, there's a wreck, but I think I'm okay. I'm finally moved back. Yeah, I think just the bump to the 84 got Whitehead just off just enough. Oh, what a hit there. At least from my untrained eye up here in the booth, that was an accident that this Fuller's view. It's just like, you're going to try to go around it. Boom. And I understand what Fuller's thinking. Well, if 33 slid all the way that far, it was probably going to slide all the way up the racetrack. And, well, it didn't happen. But at least from my untrained eye, it kind of just looked like Whitehead got into the 84 truck, and that upset his car just enough. And got a little sideways there. Chavez down pit road again. Wake also on pit road right now. I think if those drivers don't make contact bump drafting each other, I think we're still talking about this. Now we're going to rack them up. Try again. As Ramsdell and Sumner are going to head off first row here, as they have done all night long. Does anybody have anything for Justin Sumner on those restarts? I like the aggression from Baru on these restarts, but he's on the bottom lane, and really where he's made up time tonight's been up against the fence. Was patient in that first run. We'll see if that 22 machine continues to work forward. Does anybody have anything for the driver of the 94 machine? Pace truck is off. Side by side we go. They're going to come right at you here as we are perched on turn 1 entry. Side by side, they come thundering along, and Justin Sumner will clear the field going into turn 1. Look at these trucks fan out, trying to find the air versus the trucks in front of them. I think if you're going to get Sumner here early in the run, put him back in that dirty air. That's what Grant Steele wants to do. He started on the pole. He wants to be able to get back up there. That truck doesn't Right, keeps it okay. And now look at this battle for third. Eddie Baker, that loosey-goosey machine, has found his way back into the mix, trying to get by Baroob. It's been the 94, 83, and 84 nearly all night long in the top 3. 22 trying to undercut here the 84. It's a nice crossover. These trucks are moving right now, battling for the third position. Greg Wood Jr. hanging out here, watching from fifth. And I think now this is where the long run speed's going to pay off, right? Because you know you have to pit. These drivers try to take care of their stuff here early on, not too big of a battle. Burn off your stuff early and then garbage later. This is the point of view from back in Ramsdale. He likes what he's seeing. These two guys shaking it up, wearing your stuff out. Have not talked about pit stops tonight because they've all happened under yellow, but Homestead Miami is a tricky pit road to get on and off of, for that matter. And speeding is definitely something that you wind up doing. We saw in practice a couple guys wind up hitting the tire barrier. We're not going to say who is Greg Wood Jr. sideways there because they were the truck. We're not going to tattletale on who struggled where. This is your in-race reporter, Bill Sleep. He's moved his way up to 9th, trying to get past Scott Miller. These guys fending off one another to stay in the top 10. Got some hungry drivers back behind them as well. That will conclude this battle. Bill wrapping the fence and out in front of these guys together, I think, nearly the entire 946 and the 11 machine of Milnes. This is a great battle here for 6th place. Can't quite finish off the pass. Milnes in the fence, but he does get the from that Cash Customs machine behind him. Look at all these battles raging all around the field. Good stuff there. This is Barney's point of view. Take a look now at the digger cam, because I'm sure we're going to see Sumner first. Carrying on back here now for the 6th place. Cash goes, I'm tired of watching you. I'm going to patch you both. And there goes Cash. What can be done here with the 46 as he fights back on the inside lane? Side by side, these drivers are. They're going to catch the very damaged. Oh, man. Look at the 10 machine. I can't believe that 10 truck is even running. Look at the right front of that machine. Look at that. And that's from the contact. I'm trying to stay as professional as possible, but I do admit this is quite humorous. From that contact with Whitehead, you see how it bent that front tire of that truck. Look at that. That's a great view right there. I saw him get lapped, and I was like, well, Fuller's out here struggling. Now we know why. Go back in, get that thing repaired. Splitter's all bunched up. Great. Oh. Well, I think that's Fuller's night done. No harm, no foul. It's Bill Sleep. Now looks for 8th place. Mills. Back up front. He hasn't quite pulled away, has he? Sumner only ahead by 0.4 of a second on Dakota Ramsdell. These guys keeping him honest. I think it's when they start battling that 94 just sort of scoots away. Not really seeing that here as you see, really the first mistake all night from the 94. He got into the wall coming out to him. Can these guys capitalize? Great run here by the 83. Great corner. Can he keep the truck underneath him? Barely. But now the gap is at 0.3 of a second. Just a couple car lengths separate first and second. I really think these two have to work together to get by the 94. As the caution is out, throw it all away, folks. It is 30 laps to go. We have a caution out, and fuel mileage is now inserting itself into the conversation. Let's take a look back here at the action. Oh, a sandwich. And almost an airborne sandwich. That's Dylan Ellis. We talked earlier, had a great run going. He was plus 10 from where he started at one point tonight. But look at this, battling with Hayes. And then also the 42 machine with Zachary Wake. We've said a lot about Zach. Zach just got a huge run there. I mean, he was definitely there. And 97 finds himself into this mess. Gonna take a closer look here. I'm not in the booth to cast aspersions. I just want to know what happened. Yeah, I think the 46 gets a little wiggly. The 42 tries to adjust very slightly, and when he does, gets Ellis there. Well, the drivers are coming down pit road. Oh man, buckle up, Buttercup. Gas is about 28 laps according to our in-race reporter. You will be barely in the fuel window. So we're going to see guys leave this pit with more than likely their trucks turned off. There's Greg Wood Jr. Greg Wood Jr. 6.4. Okay, some differing strategies here. 6.4 from Greg Wood. So he's dialing that auto fueler off. And he's going, I know exactly how much fuel I need. Now, 67's been pretty good. Now he's got some track position. You see the 29 and 28 machines, they're going to take a wave around more than likely here. But it'll be Greg Wood and Christopher Cash up front. And Nolan Milnes in the 11 machine has found his way into the top three. Erickson goes down pit road. 29 will take a wave around. I'm very surprised, actually. Nobody came down and topped off, but I guess I'm more surprised of that pit stop from Greg Wood Jr. Only spending a little more than 6 seconds on pit road. He must know something we don't about the fuel mileage here tonight, or he's very confident he's going to be able to save what he needs to get to the end. All right, new front row, new players really up front with Greg Wood Jr. and Christopher Cash. They've been strong. They've been nowhere outside the top 10 all night long. So they have very capable trucks, and they're going to drive a lot better out here in clean air. And they fend off Justin Sumner, who's been in the lead all night long with no traffic at all to hinder him. And he's going to have to contend with the 11 of Nolan Milnes, who finds himself as far up the order as he's been tonight. So some hungry drivers given some second chances up front. rack them up for you here. Completing lap 73, getting lap 74 of this 100-lap event at Homestead, Miami. Barney says it's time to go. The green flag flies, and Greg Wood Jr. jumps out to a great start. Milnes actually gets on the inside of Cash, and look at this, Christopher Cash stumbling on the restart. Cash almost to the 94. There goes the 83. Is he able to save it? He drives it out of the spin. Oh, into Matthew Erickson. Caution is out. Wow. Dakota Ramsdell. I mean, he had it saved. I mean, we're not in the car. We don't know. Let's take a look. Dakota gets aero tight here. He's driving it, certainly. Man, that's hard to tell. I'm actually more surprised that Cash didn't wreck the 94 machine coming out of the corner. Let's take a look here. I mean, clearly Dakota's driving the heck out of this thing to keep it off the inside fence. Look at this. And then back the other way, readjust. It's just got a lot of wheel into it, trying to keep it off the fence. Back into Matthew Erickson. I don't even know who this other driver is. Oh, it's Caleb Collins, who missed the start tonight. There. There's Cash. Cash getting into Sumner there. I was surprised this wasn't wrecked because Cash really suffered on that restart. Look at this. Watch. You do boop, boop, boop. That's about as close as you could get without getting into somebody. Meanwhile, chaos behind them. Look at the car crab walking down there. I don't know who that is. Oh, we're still on road. Let's get back to live. All right. Back up front, Greg Wood Jr. Nolan Milnes finds himself in second. Unbelievable. I think part of the reason why Greg took 6 seconds is because maybe he anticipated that there's going to be some more cautions, some more opportunities to save gas. Played right into his hands right now. Christopher Cash there in row 2 redeemed himself from the restart. I mean, all things considered, I mean, he's sitting pretty lucky on the outside of row 2. Guys, nice forward build sneak. He's sitting 8th. He's the 4th driver on the outside. 65 machine. Looking pretty good right now. Just hanging out, hanging in there. To his inside, a driver that was wrecked earlier, Bryson Colwell in the 47. So a few of these drivers rebounded really nicely. Talked about the jump man earlier and Connor Elliott. He's been outside the top 10, now finds himself in 10th. All right, some good stories here. 24 laps to go. We'll turn to 23 laps to go here at Homestead. Let's see what happens with these guys taking the green flag from Barney. Green, green, green as the field gets a little stacked up. Green flag, of course, for where? As Greg Wood Jr. is going to lead them into turn 1. I think everybody's going to sort it out. Christopher Cash had another tricky restart. 94 sideways. Baker into the back of him. Still going. We got one backwards coming out of turn 2. Well, I think that's Adrian Torrance. Oh no, the commentator's curse. I actually think I saw the 23 backwards at some point, but let's check out the 47 first. Ooh, did he get help? I hit the apron. No, he didn't get help. Keeps it off the one. Look at that. He spins himself. And then the 42 gets spun out, I think. But I think in terms of Caldwell's actions, he literally spun himself out. So he didn't wreck other people. So good on him. Let's take a look at 42. Oh. Well, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I mean, he's checking up for the wreck. Yeah, we'll let the audience look at it and draw your own conclusions. But I think, let's see, does Tyler even see the wreck? No, he doesn't. Everybody's slowing down in front of him, and you literally can't see the 47, which I'm sure the 42 sees. And Tyler's just trying to make a move because everybody's checking up. Gets into the 42. All right, well that's that. Cautions breed cautions here. I mean, we saw the 94 nearly sideways off of turn 2 at one point, right in front of Eddie Baker. And these two still looking to duke it out. We got a good replay here. Just the death wiggle out of the 94. And he's got some damage. He's got some pretty good damage, that 94. It's not going to drive nearly as well. And I think he might have got that when the restart stacked up. We saw a bunch of lanes really jitter and try to get going, and nobody could really get going. A guy I want to shout out who is in 10th. He's plus 10 from where he started. We have not talked about him nearly all night long. I want to make sure Dave Harrington gets a shout out. Good job. Good job. Stone Brewing Company on that truck. Making some headway here. Just kind of minded himself. Now he finds himself in the top 10. These drivers getting ready to get this restart here. They'll get it with 19 to go. And, oh, man, what a call on pit road from Greg Wood Jr. Took a shorter pit stop. I think he kind of just assumed that there was going to be cautions. And, of course, yellows around here, you could save a ton of gas. And Greg Wood Jr. has done a great job at playing that strategy well. He's got the 94 tucked in right behind him. That's been the guy that's been dominating most of the night. What are we going to get here with 19 laps to go? Green flag is out. Stacking behind him. I think that's Castro on the restart. Getting pushed by the 00. But out front, the chase is Greg Wood Jr. A lot of these guys trying to sort out restarts now. It wasn't a problem all night long because we had great green flag racing through the first two stages. Caution after caution means Sumner's got to try to work his way through the field and deal with dirty air. Baroob now gets underneath him to his inside. They are 3 wide for second. Mills trying to keep that truck wound up on that high line. Puts it right on his door. Look at this. This is going to get close. 94 trying to roll the center, and there's the air. We talked about it, how these trucks get tight, and then when you slip across the stream right in front of them, they get instantly snappy loose. So 94 continues to free fall. Ooh, a little bump there with the 11 machine. But can Greg Wood Jr. scoot away from this battle as now Justin Sumner is falling through the field? We talked about Barub, and his short run speed tonight was really, really good. As Sumner is gonna lose it right in front of the 90, or right in front of the 84. Oh, Bill gets in the back of him. And I think that's just the damage. We talked about the damage to the spoiler and the back bumper of this 94. Nothing else upsets this truck. Look, he's doing, I mean, he's up here in a lane really that he hasn't really been most of the night, right? We've seen that 94 out front, clean air. Now he finds himself back in traffic with that bent splitter and just sideways. And I know the 84 is just trying to keep it off of him the best he can. And that's that. Backs it into the fence. That's a really hard hit. And then here's Brett. Brett's in production. Here's Bill getting into the back of the 84. That's some pretty heavy damage to Bill's truck. I think he's going to have to come in. That's definitely going to affect his straight line speed. Oh man, yet again another yellow, and we have some takers. We have some takers on pit road. Look at this. Greg, Kevin, Eddie, you got some guys further on back here. Kevin Coleman. Of course, Ramsdale's on pit road. This is interesting with 15 laps to go. These drivers feeling like, all right, there's enough time. I can maximize some tires. I don't have to worry about overtimes. I don't have to gingerly make my way around the field as you saw Caleb Collins whip his way around the field and getting his lap back. But now, now we got a whole new ball game. Different strategies now making their way to the front of the conversation, and the guy driving our next sponsor is going to field a different strategy. That'll be Greg Wood Jr. driving the Rap Surgeon machine. Need a fresh look for your ride or brand? Rap Surgeon has you covered. From stunning car paints to eye-catching logos, we'll make sure your vision comes to life. Rap Surgeon, where creativity meets precision. Another guy who is also fielding one of our sponsors is third right now, Christopher Cash. You can see him in that gold and black machine. Cash Customs 3D printing. Do you need a 3D printing? Check out Cash Customs 3D printing. From trophies to unique designs, they'll bring your ideas to life. Precision and creativity spark small business. You can see their amazing work on Facebook today. Type in Cash Customs 3D printing on Facebook to check them out. That's Customs. Cash Customs 3D printing, where vision becomes reality. Here is the layout of drivers who pitted. I like Jared Hayes sitting there, lap 79. He's up to 7th. Kind of like the in-between of these two strategies that we have all well as well. So, got the guys who pitted on lap 85. Oh man, this buckle up. This is gonna be a lot of fun. With 13 laps to go. And we're gonna get 12 laps to go. 13 laps to go into the line. The guy we've talked about short run speed, Jordan Barub, is gonna try to skedaddle away from the field with the favorite, the 94, getting spun out last go round. Got a whole new look up front as Barub takes the green flag and is able to get up in front of Nolan Milnes. Look at Cash on the door right there of Milliken. Is he going to clear himself? Nope. He's able to get there. Scoot away for P3. Meanwhile, further on back, look at this. Greg Wood Jr. not wasting any time in this group. He's on freshies. That looks so awesome as these drivers are trying to duke it out. No, there's Harrington. He's sideways. Oh, is he going to save it? Oh, we got one up in the air, the 23 machine. Oh, they're still wrecking Kevin Coleman. Where do we even begin? We've had cars in the air. We've had cars hit the barrier. We've had multiple drivers get sideways. It all stems from the 66. And this 97 machine is getting whooped. 47. Oh my! Oh my goodness! I'm trying really, really hard to stay as professional as humanly possible. But look at this barrier collision here. You got the 16 machine trying to save it, and the 23 trying to get back on the track. He doesn't have enough room. And Frank Chavez to orbit, finding himself now totally junked. There's so much that happens in this wreck. This is just one portion of the wreck, because then they continue down the front stretch and Kevin Coleman finds himself in this wreck. So let's take a look at what happens to Kevin. He dodges the 47, gets himself sideways, hits the 66. So, I mean, he's pretty into it right now. But then there's this, right in front of Caleb Collins. I'm not quite sure. Let's take a look at, I believe he's the 97 on our screen. I think he's 24 in timing and scoring. Yeah, it's Dylan Ellis, right? That's Dylan Ellis up there. Yeah, let's take a look at what happens to Ellis. So he's already losing it. He's trying to spin out, trying to save it, trying to drive it. Boom. Man, that's just a wreck that didn't end. And with 10 laps to go, we got Jordan Baroob up front, Nolan Milnes, who's done a great job at just keeping that 11 truck underneath him. Row 2 features guys that were leaning on each other for the first corner, and Christopher Cash and Scott Milliken. Bill Sleep, our in-race reporter, is 6th. Greg Wood Jr., he's here in 7th on the freshest tires. Can he claw his way back up through? What a story that would be. Takes the gamble on the front end of the pit cycle, gets track position, bails on it, goes down pit road, gets fresh tires. As you can see, the front end of the 65, that's bent up. He's not going to be excellent unless he's right behind somebody. All right, 10 laps to go. We'll turn into 9. Let's see what these guys are made of. Jordan Baroob will have control of this restart with a hungry Christopher Cash behind him. There's the bump in his way. Back behind him is sorted out. Remember this 369 truck, they were leaning on each other last go around here into turn 1. Everybody's okay. Here comes freshies. Ooh, gets a little boop there from Sumner. Don't count out that 94 machine. He's on the same tires. Oh no, Sumner gives it to Bill. Bill saves it. What a save by Bill Sleep. Shout out to you, Bill. Good job. There's more racing happening up in front of him. This 69 trying to get around the 3 machine for 3rd place, where there's hungry drivers with fresher tires behind them. You gotta go now if you're these drivers. Up front, Baroob is scooted away. But now, can Greg Wood Jr. carve his way through this field on fresher tires? 8 laps to go, we'll turn to 7 here at the line. They're all chasing Jordan Baroob, who's got a really healthy 1.1 second lead over Milnes. And I think this might be too much to handle as the one gets a little sideways back behind these guys. We're okay. Everybody's okay. Connor Elliott's fine. Look at Greg Wood Jr. trying to dig around the corner, trying to get every little ounce of grip out of that truck as he possibly can. Christopher Cash now grabs second place from Nolan Mills. Jared Hayes. Remember, Hayes is on that in-between strategy we talked about. He pitted on lap 79 instead of lap 85, and the rest of these guys all pitted on lap 71. There is a caution. The caution is out here with 6 laps to go. And I think it's Greg Wood Jr. Let's take a look at 67. He's just sideways, blocks it up hard into the inside wall. And that is the last thing that Jordan Baruch wanted to see, because he was out to a 1.2 second lead on the rest of the field. Had some great battles behind it, but that strategy, he checked out. And now you're going to have Jared Hayes, who pitted on lap 79, starting third. Eddie Baker sitting in fifth. He last pitted on lap 85. Zachary Wake back there. We just talked about how Zachary Wake wrecked in the 42 machine. He pitted on lap 89. He's up all the way up to 8th. Colwell and Ellis are both down pit road this run. Trying to get some fresh rubber on. I think we're going to have a natural green-white checkered. Some of these guys getting on pit road. Joe Collins flying around, getting another lap back. To be fair, Caleb Collins missed the start of this race. He's +8 from where he began tonight. Spent this entire race multiple upon multiple laps down. And he's 16th right now. Shout out to Caleb, but now this isn't the night he wanted. Way to stick with it. Meanwhile, the driver of the Easy Day Bot machine is up front, competing against another sponsor. Cash Printing up there, and Christopher Cash. I'd be mindful of Jared Hayes on this restart. He pitted on lap 79. He's got the freshest tires out of those 3. Cash has really struggled on restarts, as we've talked about tonight. Ooh, everybody take a deep breath. Nearly all night long, we've seen the leader be able to get out and speed away. So that's one good thing that Baruch's got going for him. Another one is that he's got the driver with the best tires, actually ×2. Behind him is Jared Hayes, and behind Hayes is Eddie Baker. Both of them have superior tires than the guys that are going to be on the outside lane. Let's see what's going to happen here. They will get 2 laps to go. It's going to be the natural green-white checkered. Lights are off on the pace truck. Jordan Baruch, hold them off. Let's see if the Easy Day Bot machine has got any more tricks up its sleeve. As we go back to green flag racing here with 2 laps to go, the 22's hitting out of the way. We got a battle here already for second. Look at Eddie Baker all the way to the inside of the 46. 46 left that open. Baruch's got to cover all these lanes, got to go find some seams. 46 all the way up into the fence. Everybody really squirrely. But now it's Eddie Baker setting his sights on Jordan Baruch. And look at this, Justin Sumner behind him as well. The 84 and 94 trucks have found their way to the front. Can we get the white flag before yellow? We will. All right, one lap to go here at Homestead, Miami. Can Sumner get by Eddie Baker? Because this is the battle now for the win. As many of us thought tonight, this would be it. Thundering down the backstretch, they are side by side. They are all chasing the driver of the number 22, Jordan Baru. Through 3 and 4. He's gonna do it. Holding on to that machine. Jordan Baru takes it at Homestead Miami Speedway. What a win. What a pit strategy from Jordan Baru. In the Easy Day Bot, number 22 Chevrolet. Top 5, Baru, Baker, Sumner, Cash, and Hayes. What a win from the driver who we talked about earlier in the race had fantastic short run speed. And I think how this race ended with the many cautions it had, it played right into his lap. And he didn't have to worry about preserving the truck. He didn't have to worry about long run speed. Baruch's gonna get the win here at Homestead. We're gonna try to get a couple guys up, hopefully here to the waiting room. Get some interviews. We're gonna go side by side here with you. Or no, I'm gonna read you here. What Tier 1 Studio is all about. And we're going to try to get some guys up in the waiting room. But you guys were able to see this tonight, presented by Tier 1 Studio. Racing fans, are you ready for the ultimate iRacing experience? Look no further than Tier 1 Studio. That's us. Covering all the action from Tier 1 Racing League, we bring you every race, every series, and every intense battle on the track, whether it's Xfinity Series, ARCA, trucks, or special events. If it's happening in Tier 1 Racing, you'll find it live on Tier 1 Studio. Yes, it's back. Brett has his PC. We're ready to go. Don't miss a second of the action. Tune in, subscribe, and share to what's going on with Tier 1 Studio. We're going to bring in now the driver of the 94 machine, Justin Sumner. It's Zach Woods up in the booth. You have a copy?
Hey, yes, I do, sir.
Hey, man, you put on a heck of a show in the 94 truck, but that last stage was so different than the first 2/3 of the race. And you found yourself buried in traffic, scratched and clawed your way back up to a third place finish. Talk to the fans out there about your night tonight.
Yeah, I knew if I could get out front with the clean air, I'd be a lot better. My demise was just me mistiming that restart. I was kind of paying attention to Nolan, and when he took off, I just inadvertently just took off as well, and so I checked up a few good cars. I did the same thing at Rockingham and caused some issues, and I was trying to tell myself not to do that again. So I didn't want to hurt anybody's chances of running, but ended up doing it again because my dumb self. But yeah, that one of those last cautions, I came down and fixed all the repairs, and she drove like she could. So coming from 16th back up to P3 and that lasting less than 20 laps, I'll take that.
Yeah, we definitely noticed that, the back end of the truck, you had your, the back end was all crinkled up. It almost looked like you backed into a telephone pole. And we noticed, at least up here from the booth, your middle handling went away completely. It drove so differently just because of that damage on the back of the truck.
Oh, yes, the handling was gone. And I hate that Baker got in there. I mean, I'm glad that he was able to rebound to a P2 as well, because he was back there with me. But yeah, I tried to move up top just to get out of the way and try to run it. Same thing I did at Rockingham. I got damage and back end was gone. So luckily, this being a mile and a half, I was able to get all that damage fixed. And then that one caution, But I mean, kudos to Jordan. He knocked it out of the park with his strategy. He took off, and me and Eddie were coming, but we just needed about 2 more laps. So, but I'll take a P3 after the stage wins and just optimizing my points day. So, uh, once again, I appreciate you guys for putting this on, putting this league on. I know it's a lot of work behind the scenes that not everybody sees. So from me to the rest of the guys, I want to say we appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Oh, you have any thank yous other than to us up here in the booth? Any thank you sponsors or shout outs you want to give on the ride of the 94?
Yes, absolutely. I'd like to thank Amanda Made Custom Designs and Sublimations. She's been helping us out, sponsoring us. Really appreciate her being there. Black Sunshine Designs from my boss man Terry. Black Car Mafia, my teammates Scotty, Terry, Joey, the Rev, DC. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in that did as far as our group goes. But yeah, it was, all in all, it was a good night, and kudos to Eddie and Jordan.
All right, man. Hard fought night. You won some stages. Great points day for you today. Go and enjoy it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Justin Sumner getting third place out of the evening. Let's bring up a guy here that we saw a little bit of everything from for tonight, driving the 84 Sullivan Tire Machine. Eddie Baker, Zach Woods in the booth. You have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Zach.
All right. Well, like I just said, you, much like Justin Sumner, had it made in the shade for a long while, and then the chaos of the third stage happened, and everything we thought we knew about how this race was going to go, with you and Sumner battling it out, it just went away, and you clawed your way back up here for a P2 run. Tell the fans out there about your night out there at Homestead.
Well, I think I was the third best truck all night long. I mean, the 94 and the 83 were lights out. Me and the 83 were a little more even, but I think the 94 definitely had the edge on the field. Definitely hard to run him down in the first 2 stages. Me and Dakota had a pretty good battle there in stage 1 and then stage 2. Then kind of took some tires, figured my strategy was going to be to try to run the tank out and take 2 and see if I could gap the 94. But then we had that caution there, and that obviously bred many cautions. There was a pretty good checkup. I mean, the field started to roll for green under one of those restarts, and then everybody just slammed the brakes, and I ended up rear-ending the 94. I got rear-ended by my teammate, so it was like we had a pretty good amount of damage. And then he went on the next restart, he went into the corner and just lost it in front of me, and we both got collected. So had to get some repairs and ended up in the back of the pack. And then it was kind of just pick a few off, get a caution, pick a few more off, get a caution. And then that last restart was actually a lot of fun battling with him. I kind of waited till just after the start finish to get under, I believe it was the 86 there, and then was able to go down below and wrap the bottom and clear, and I was pretty sideways off of 2, and then come and get the white flag, come around, and the 94 had a heck of a run. I couldn't block. I did the first time, but the second time he had this massive run, and then it was a drag race, door banging off of 4 to the start finish, and thought it was pretty fun.
Well, let me tell you, Eddie, you were not just sideways for that one segment that you just explained here at Tier 1 Studios. There were multiple times tonight where we saw that 84 truck sideways for all she's worth, and you made some crazy, crazy saves out there tonight. It seemed like the track conditions were fun, but also incredibly challenging at times, especially trying to get some grip on exit.
Yeah, my driving style is more off the right rear anywho, but with this setup, I mean, it was supposedly supposed to build tight over the run, and I had the opposite. It just got looser and looser. When we pit at the end of stage 2 there, even though it was a few laps shorter than stage 1, I actually had 69% on the right rear, and I was 86 on the right front and about 92, I think it was, on the left sides. So definitely hurt the right rear pretty good, and that allowed Dakota to get by and take off a little bit. But I mean, it's a lot better than building tight for me. I really do like to hang the thing out, and I got some pretty good car control or vehicle control when it does get loose like that. So that's the way I prefer to run it. I'm not a fan of a tight, plowing the nose kind of setup.
All right, man. Do you have any thank you sponsors or shout outs you want to give for the drive tonight on the 84?
Yeah, I just want to thank Sullivan Tire again for letting me put the paint together, and to anybody that will be tuning into this. And I just want to thank my teammates. I know poor Kevin, he can't seem to get some luck out of this. He waited until the very last caution to put 4 tires on, and then got collected there. So definitely want to give him a little shout out, and hopefully his luck turns around because I do feel bad. And then shout out to my grandmother too. I'm sure she'll watch this, and she's still in the hospital battling some illnesses. So hopefully she gets better. And I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we can put the Sullivan Tire ARCA car in victory lane.
All right. Good talking with you, Eddie.
Thanks.
All right. Let's try to get the winner up here, Jordan Baru. Jordan, it's Zach up in the booth. You have a copy.
I do.
The man who pilots the Easy Day bot machine to victory lane. Man, we talked about your short run speed tonight, and that chaotic third stage definitely played into the strengths of that truck. Talk to the fans tonight about your experience around here. You kind of came out of nowhere, snuck up on everybody.
Yeah, I don't know what happened that first stage, if it was my damage that I somehow got, or if I was being too aggressive on the throttle, but I was just wrecking loose, and then I had to fix that, and then was trying to fight my way back up in the second stage, and then was trying to keep up there in the third stage, and then with how the cautions fell, and once I ended up in the lead, I was just like, all right, it's time to run from everybody.
Well, I mean, you had fresher tires behind you. You had the trucks that were leading the race for the majority of the race behind you, but you kept nailing it. Restart after restart after restart, really getting that great jump off and getting out in front of the field. At least to us, you look like a really good, competent restarter. Would you say that that's a strength of yours? Because if it's not, it sure played into your win here tonight.
Yeah, I saw how a couple of the restarts were earlier with guys going late and how that would just end up causing an accordion effect. So I was trying to go right as I crossed the restart zone or about halfway through to try to avoid that. And so I didn't end up getting damaged like a couple of the other guys were.
Oh, all right. Well, you had a great strategy call, managed to put that 22 truck up front when it mattered the most, got the win here. Any thank you sponsors or shout outs you want to give tonight for this great win here at Homestead?
Gotta give a shout out to Easy Day Bot, AdminBoxx, Rap Surgeon, and all the sponsors that allow us to do these fun races. And just gotta give a shout out to all my friends and whatnot watching.
All right, Jordan. Well, you go and enjoy this one. Hard fought win. Good job.
Oh, I sure will. Thank you.
All right. That's Jordan Barub, your race winner here tonight. And we're going to take a look at the final standings here for this event. There we go. Jordan Barub, your race winner with Eddie Baker and Justin Sumner finishing 1, 2, 3. Christopher Cash brings it home P4 with Jared Hayes, your top 5. Nolan Milnes finishes 6th with Zachary Wake, who we talked about earlier, had a different strategy there at the end. Finishes 7th. Connor Elliott finishes 8th in that Jumpman 1 with Scott Milliken. And the guy who said he just wanted a top 10 gets it. And Bill Sleep, our in-race reporter. Thank you, Bill, for being awesome with us up in the booth tonight. Finishes 10th. Thomas Adams finishes 11th. Bryson Caldwell 12th. 13th is Dylan Ellis with Dave Harrington, the driver of the 66 machine. Had an up-down night tonight. Finishes 14th. Greg Wood Jr. getting caught up in that late race incident. Finishes 15th with Caleb Collins fighting and struggling and scratching his clawing his way back after missing the start. Finishes 16th. Kevin Coleman 17th. And Frank Chavez 18th. Taking a look further on down the order, we'll take a peek at who else is here. Adrian Torres finishes 19th with Zachary Tyler 20th. Dakota Ramsdale 21st. Alex Fuller, hard hit. We saw that right front all crinkled in. Finishes 22nd. 23rd is Matthew Erickson. Lucas Whitehead, who had a strong truck early, gets caught up and finishes 44 laps down in 24th. Eric Howard finishes 26th. And Brett Bullard, he didn't race tonight. He was up here. And I want to give a thank you to Brett up here at Tier 1 Studios, up in the booth. I want to thank Tier 1 Setup Shop for presenting tonight's action here from Homestead Miami Speedway. And I want to thank you, the viewer, that were able to tune in tonight and see some great action here at Homestead. Tune in next time to find your Tier 1 series of your liking, brought to you by Tier 1 Studios. My name is Zach Woods, and everybody have a great night.